What's going on, guys? Heads up, just a pre-warning. I'm at work right now. This subject came across my screen, my computer screen, and man, I had to go ahead and chime in on this right now. But you might hear some trucks and heavy equipment going on in the background or whatever. We got some work going on out here. But so if you hear any noise in the background, it's not any weird audio or anything. That's what it is. But you know. I think we all know how the justice system is supposed to work, okay? Apparently, this New York City police chief does not understand that. And the way it's supposed to work in situations where people get murdered, especially in situations where we know who the murderer is, because, you know, we have it on video or there's tons of witnesses, or maybe the person even admitted that they killed the person. Okay, there are a lot of cases when we know who the murderer is, there's no investigation that needs to go down. We know what happened. Now, normally what happens is that normally, first of all, shortens the trial. But before the trial, what normally happens is that person is arrested, that person is taken to jail, that person stays in jail while they're going to trial. Eventually, that person is found guilty. And then that person is sent to prison and they serve out their prison term. Now, normally, if you kill a police officer, you're going to get the death penalty. You're just about rest assured if that state has the death penalty, you're probably going to get it. Okay? So that's normally how that goes. Now, my concern is that how can someone be in the leadership in law enforcement and be in the upper echelon in law enforcement and not understand this simple fact, not understand this simple process? Here he is taking advantage of this woman's death. In reality, he probably didn't give a damn about this woman. If this woman would have done something to tick him off, he would have been first in line to probably try to get her fired or something. You know, and I think this woman's death is a shame. I think that whoever killed her should be brought to justice, and they have been brought to justice. And they will go to court, and they will go to prison. And I'm not sure if New York has the death penalty or not, but if they do, they're going to get it. And if they don't have the death penalty, it doesn't matter. These people are never going to see the light of day again. That's one thing about when you kill a cop, you're going to stay in prison until the day you die. Okay? Now, this guy is using this woman to speak out against people protesting against cops getting away with murder and brutality. Does this fool not understand that basically what we're protesting is not so much cops committing crimes, violence, and murder? We're really protesting them not being brought to justice for it. We're protesting cops getting away with murder. I can guarantee you that if the cops in the past who have murdered people, we know they murdered people, we've seen them shoot people in the back and simply claim they feared for their lives. That's all they have to say, is that they feared for their lives, which you know is complete and utter bullshit. We all know it. We've seen them make up and fabricate police reports. We've seen the medical examiner's report come out and it doesn't line up with the report. And they still get off. They say someone was attacking them. The camera shows the person wasn't attacking them, and they still get off. Now, that situation in Chicago, they kind of say maybe the video came out too late or whatever, but there was other evidence that indicated that the officer was lying. There was other evidence that indicated that the person he shot was not attacking him. He shot the person in the back. Okay, and he still got off. Now there are other officers who helped that officer fabricate a police report. They're going to court now, and the video is out now. So they're saying that maybe they'll get convicted. I don't know. We shall see. That's just the point. If we're honest, we're really sitting here saying we don't know if those officers, even though that video is out, we don't know for a fact that it should be a slam dunk, but we don't know that. We don't know that. And this dumb Neanderthal police chief, I think he's a chief. I have to refer back to the article. But he's in leadership. I believe strongly he's a chief. But he's using this officer's death to, promote the idea that police officers are being harassed for not being given the permission of the American public to kill black people carte blanche. It seems like that's what he's saying, like he's crying about it. But I'm going to go ahead and let you take a look. Try not to throw up, okay? Because it's disgusting. Here we go.
Let me tell you something. Regular people sign up to be cops. They sign up for this job of protecting strangers knowing there are inherent risks. But not one of us ever agreed to be murdered in an act of indefensible hate. Not one of us signed up to never return to our family or loved ones. So where were the demonstrations for this single mom who cared for her elderly mother and her own 3 children? There is anger and sorrow, but why is there no outrage? Because Mia Sotis was wearing a uniform? Because it was her job? I simply do not accept that. Mia Sotis was targeted, ambushed, and assassinated. She wasn't given a chance to defend herself. That should matter to every single person who can hear my voice.
Okay, as I was subjecting you to listening to that moron speak, I went back and referred back to the article. Actually, he's a police commissioner, but that's neither here nor there. Regardless of what his position is, he obviously has a problem with comprehending common sense. Now, he was asking, basically what he's basically saying is that police officers don't receive the same love that innocent citizens receive when they're murdered by police officers. Well, he's got a couple of problems. First of all, he needs to show a consistency in police officers being murdered by citizens, by private citizens, and number one, mostly not being arrested on the scene, and number two, being taken to trial and getting off for murdering police officers. That's going to be a big one. I don't think that problem exists. I don't think that problem has ever existed. Well, anyway, getting away from the insane world of Bizarro World, where up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left, right is wrong, and wrong is right. I want to talk about something that's a lot more positive, and that is a little group I'm in. It's not the only one of its kind, but I'm encouraging you to become a member of it because we're planning on bigger things in the future, and that group is a Facebook group called Boycott the NFL Season 2017. I'm going to drop the link down in the bottom. Check it out. One of the reasons why I encourage people to join it is this, because look, we're going to need as many brothers as we can. We want guys who like football, who love football. That's who we want. That's how this thing is going to be most effective. Now, me, I'm a little bit radical on this issue because I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised myself, man. The NFL really crossed a red line. That's used so much, I feel funny even saying that, but it's a perfect way to describe it. I just really have no interest in looking at football. I no longer listen to the sports radio stations that I used to listen to every single day. You know, I'll tune in if they're talking about baseball or basketball or MMA or boxing, I'll listen. But I pretty much know the times in which they talk about football and things of that nature. But I just have no interest in it. So for the foreseeable future, I'm just not really into football. So but look, you don't have to be like me. You don't have to go that far. We're going to take baby steps. But brothers, we really need you guys. And look, if any white people out there want to get involved in this, because there are some white people who are involved, look, that's great too. But we definitely need the black community to start stepping up and doing something about this insanity that is going on. And the reality is this: most of us, we can't go out there and hit the streets and protest in the streets. And I did that when I was younger. Did it a couple of times in recent years. But now protesting, first of all, the state is getting really accustomed to protesting. And they're really planning for it. It's really becoming really to the point where it's not really such a big deal right now. In fact, they're setting it up, and they didn't just start. They started doing this when Obama was in office. They've allowed a lot of these local police departments to start giving you charges as though you are a terrorist. And this is no kidding. There are people who were just protesting who got arrested and who are now facing some serious charges. They've got white people out here who are protesting in various protests. Of course, it's not police brutality. They're protesting about different things. We're living in a protest world right now, but they're even hitting them with those charges. So a lot of us, man, look, we've got homes, we've got families. Some of us have little kids. We have jobs. Some of us have jobs where if you get arrested, you have a problem. And some of us just don't want to get a record. But look, we need to do something. And I really appreciate these people who go out and protest. I help them in any way that I can, and mostly through money and contributing financially. And any other way that I can. I've also helped out with some logistics when they were protesting the docks over here in Oakland. I helped out with that. So, but all of us have the ability to do something like protesting businesses. And it's no secret that we spend, as black people, we spend a lot of money in this country. If you can make a product that we like, you're going to get very, very, very rich. Okay? So for me, it's not even about really trying to get the NFL to bend. I know that's the mission of a lot of people, and it's not just about me. But for me, I really would like to get it to the point, man, where the NFL is just no longer a part of black culture. We have been seriously disrespected by the NFL. The NFL is full of criminals. They just signed a kicker, not long ago. He beat his wife, and they just gave him like a $4 million deal for a couple of years. He's a kicker. You've got guys going around throwing bags of guns on top of women and things of that nature, and beating up old men in hotels and all of that. Seriously, beating up old men and their son. Well, they were beating up the son, then the father tried to jump in, and he beat up the old man. So that's in another video. I'm not going to get too much into that. But anyway, we got hardcore criminals in the NFL, and these people are actually saying that Kaepernick crossed the red line. This is not about whether you agree with Kaepernick about. This is about the hypocrisy. You look at those pictures of him kneeling, he's not bothering anybody. He's not assaulting anybody. He's not holding a woman on the ground while making threats to her. Okay? And that's the red line? That's the one that'll get you out of the NFL, huh? All these crimes that these football players are committing, that's the one that'll get you ostracized. Okay, got it. Only I don't got it. That is ridiculous. And we all know it, man. We all know it. So whether you agree with Kaepernick or not is not the issue. It's the hypocrisy. This brother was speaking out against police violence. All he was saying is, look, don't shoot people who are unarmed. Don't shoot people in the back and then later on say you were afraid for your life. That's all he was saying. And he was doing it peacefully. And he's not the first one to do it. There was a brother in the NBA who did it. I forget this guy's name. I'm gonna see if I can find some. I might throw that down in the link too. Yeah, he was a young cat. He was in the NBA. He was Muslim, but basically he was protesting. I think it was the flag that he was protesting. He was saying it was a flag of oppression or something like that. But look, man, we all know that for everything good you can say about this country has done some evil things, and they have done some evil things to black people, and they're doing evil things right now. It's really like we're going in reverse. It's really like we're going in reverse, man. And so we've got to step up and do something now. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for that son you might have who might get shot by a cop, or that daughter you might have that might get shot by a cop. You know, your daughter could have been one of those women that cop was raping. He got convicted, though. Thank God he got sent to prison. But he felt like he could do that to black women because, you know, look, you really, I hate to say it, you really can't blame him for thinking that you could do that to black women and just get away with it. Look at all the other shit that's going on to black people, and cops are getting away with it. You know, so, you know, I don't beg for anything, but I'm going to beg you for this. You know, to go ahead and go down there at the bottom, click on that link, join the group. And by the way, if you're a troller, you might as well not even try. You're gonna get tossed out, and you're gonna get blocked and all that. So, but you can. You know, I love trolls. I'll get a good laugh out of it. Maybe you might get in a nigger or two. You know, nigger. But anyway, guys, go ahead and check that out. I'm gonna throw a couple of links in the bottom too for, you know, anyone who wants to. I'm gonna throw this article in the link. In the bottom. I'm sorry, I got distracted. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And if I don't make a video tomorrow, which I probably won't, you guys have a good weekend. All right, take it easy.